Welcome! And today we're doing something a little different. We are on 31 videos on the channel now. Round of applause for us. And I think I've played a couple games, and I wanted to do kind of like a tier list, sort of, for the games. I don't know how exciting that's going to be, but I'm going to try it. And so yeah, shall we? So this is our tier list. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but when I was taking the screenshots, it felt like a lot. So I know they're a little small, so I brought the pictures up, and we'll kind of rank them that way. So the first one, Riddle Me Scared, by Joseph. This was not the first video on the channel, but it was the first game I had played on the channel, and it was interesting, and it was fun. Granted, I don't know, it seemed like it needed something, like it was missing something, or like it didn't click like it should have. But it was still good in what it was, and I think at the end of the video I said that I would like to have seen a game that kind of uses that idea where you're trying to help someone find out how they died via riddles. I think that would be fun. So for this first one, although it is the first video or the first game on the channel, it needs work, I think. My personal opinion, I think it just, something in there didn't click right, and it needed something to be better. But otherwise, it was a good game, good stuff. The next one is Inch by Inch. Now this, not going in order of videos, by the way, it's just whatever was, whatever. So Inch by Inch was a really good game with really good graphics, and I like the premise of it. I loved the idea of it. I think I said that I would have loved to see like a level-based game where you're trying to get to the very end before you shrink, and there's little vials of or you're making potions so that you get some height back so you don't shrink to atoms before. I think that would be cool. I loved the graphics. It was a genuinely fun game to play. I think I'd play it again. I mean, that's just something I'd play again on my off time for fun, or show it to, my friend or whatever. I think it's just a good game. I don't have any complaints about it. It's good. Good stuff. So the next one, Just More Doors. Okay, I have not done a part 2 on this game for the reason of I just haven't. I have done other games. Every time I go to like do a game on my list, it's there, but I just there's something else that calls to me first. So I need to do a part 2. So my opinion isn't completely set in stone because I haven't finished the game. But to where I am now, it is good at what it does. There are a lot of ways it brings up the tension. It is amazing at everything it puts its mind to doing. I don't know if I'm phrasing this correctly. I know I'm not, but what I'm trying to say is that the game is really good. The developers are really good at what they do, and I think it is a very interesting game. However, and I think this is on purpose, it's just a personal kind of not so good about the game for me. There is what seems to be no direction. And when you make a puzzle game based on opening doors, there should be something, right? But like I said, I haven't finished it. I will eventually. Maybe after this, I'll finally get the rest of it up. But it's a good game. I just need to finish it to fully have a full opinion on it, and I think there should be direction within the game. So I'm going to put it in I'd play again because I need to play it again to finish it. But that is my opinion on it. Next is Mapfront. Okay. This game is good. The graphics are good. It is very short. It's just not that frightening. It's not that scary, and even in the sense of tension, it's not that creepy. Like, thinking back to it, not really. I think if there was a longer runtime to it and a more drawn out story, or like a little bits and pieces of a puzzle or something like that, if there was more to the game rather than it being super short, I think it would be scary and or creepy, whatever. But yeah, I think it's a good game. It just needs, I think it needs to be longer to be scary. But for what it does, it's good. I just wouldn't play it again. So I think it needs to be longer to be scarier. My Robot. This is one of the earlier videos. Yes, this is one of the earlier videos, but one of the longer ones. I spent, for some reason, I was so, like, interested in this game. I spent like an hour and 45 minutes, maybe longer, playing this game, doing all the upgrades, trying to explore, and at the end of it, I was just kind of done, which is why I didn't play any longer. But it's good. I think what it promises is great. I think what it has is okay. And there were complications while I was playing, like little bugs and stuff that were funny but need to be worked out. So as good as that game is, and I love the models and the graphics and, you know, the exploration, whatever, as good as it is, it needs more, and obviously they're promising more, and I can't wait to keep an eye on this and continue to see if they grow, and if, you know, this game expands. That'll be great. That's fantastic. And I wish the developers well. So if it expands and there's more to it, I'd play it again. In its current state, I'd still probably play it again. But definitely if it expands, I'll play it again. The next one is Start Survey. Okay, so this is another short one. This is a survey one. It's supposed to be, I think, like a scary survey. It's not. It's not scary, but it has good tension. And there was one moment where, yes, I'll admit, I think it got me. And it was good with that. But it was predictable. Like, I think the game had you turn around and then turn back, and oh, there he is. Predictable, but good. And I think the tension is good. I think the ending is a little odd, but I like the idea. I wouldn't play it again. I also don't know if it needs work. Actually, the game as is really good. If you want to make it better, I implore you to do so. I think there should be like one in between I'd play again and needs work, where it's just like good game, because it doesn't really need work. It's good as is. It's just not scary, and I don't know if it was trying to be. Oh, there we go, and we've made another. So there's our column for good as is, but could be more. Okay, so the next one is Cleanie's Window Service, made by Ghost. This game was good in what it did. I liked it. I liked the graphics of it. I loved the idea of it. I think my personal belief for the game, because it didn't really give you a straight story, was that they were two people working together who try and do that sort of thing every night, where the one dude cleans the windows, he accidentally leaves the windows open, and the other guy goes in and steals and kills the family, whatever. And I think that is a good idea. I don't know if that's the story. That's kind of my own personal story with it. But I loved the graphics. I loved the idea. I loved everything about the game. To be honest, if you want a satisfying, kind of scary, kind of funny game, like, it's a good one. I really, really like that. Something about that game clicked with me, and I really, really liked it. The next one is Death Trips. Okay, so I knew this was coming up, so I put in another column, game for fun. Because it's not gonna be scary. It wasn't. It's super short. It doesn't need work. I don't see it being more. I think I said this. I like the idea of a detective being in the same hotel as a killer and trying to figure it out from there. But I don't know if this game could be that. So, it's a game for fun. Super short. If you want to play it, go for it. I don't think I'd play it again. I'd probably show my friends, because it's funny. But it is a super short game. It's comedy. I liked it, but I don't see it going anywhere else. It doesn't need work. It's just a game for fun. Next is Out of Control. So this surprised me, actually. I thought it was going to be a kind of computer puzzle game. It's not. It is one where you kind of talk back and forth with this AI thing that's in this haunted computer, and it knows something that you did. First of all, great idea. Second of all, I would love to see this continue, but I feel as though there is no choice that the player can make to alter anything within the story. You are given different choices, but not only the character that you're playing will vocally go against those choices, but the computer, I feel like, doesn't change script. Which, for me, is a little bit of a problem. Because that means that if I, the player, were not there, and I just put on a clicker, the game would begin and end the same way, no matter what. This game doesn't need a player. It can be just put on, and it kind of, as long as somebody clicks something, it'll do its thing. Which is not my favorite game style, especially when you're given choices that don't ultimately do anything. It's not that they don't matter, because there are games where you make choices and the ending still gets the same way. In those games, you make choices and the voice lines change. In this game, you make the choice and it doesn't do anything, which I think is the problem. So, I love the idea, love the style, love it could be more, but I think it's kind of in between those. I'm not going to add another column, but it's kind of in between those where it needs work and it's good, but it could be more. And to be honest, it's more over here because you're giving the player a choice that ultimately will change nothing. And that's a problem, at least for me. So the next one, The Dark Queen of Morthalon. Okay, so this is a game that goodness gracious, this is a game that gives you choices that I do not think affect the end. Now, sometimes that's a problem for some people. It is not for me. And this is different from Out of Control because of one reason. The choices you are given, the dialogue choices you are given, change the dialogue. It might not change the outcome. I don't know. I haven't played it again. I have not, had the time to do so. So I haven't chosen different dialogue or whatever, but I think the ending is the same no matter what, but the voice lines change. Not only that, there is emotion behind those voice lines. There is emotion behind the whole story, and I absolutely adore it. Every second of that game was fun to play. Every moment was just me wanting to know what happens next, what can I do, what are the choices, what fits this character, what's going to happen at the end. And even if I knew the ending, the dialogue itself would rope me in. So if this, I was gonna put it at I play again, but I just, looking back, this game is nuts. You need to play this. This goes at the top because that is such a good game. And I think I mentioned this in the video. I saw a comment that was like, you're giving the illusion of choice, but it doesn't matter. That's not entirely true in my eyes. You are given the choice of dialogue. The dialogue changes. The ending might not, but the dialogue changes. You can choose to be the most stubborn person in the world and be hateful and be cruel and whatever. Or you can choose different than that. And I think that's amazing. It's just a game that I could praise for hours. For hours. The graphics are good. The dialogue is good. The ending is good. Everything about that game, good. Not a single complaint. Moving on. Praise the developer for this. Amazing. Moving on. Sheepy Short Adventure by Mr. Sheep himself. Themself. I don't know if it's a... This is another game. I think I played these back to back as well. This is another game where it is nuts. The one and only complaint I have about this is that we have no idea what happened to bring Sheepy to life. None whatsoever. Nope. There is story, and you can understand up to a certain point. But the reason why the sheep's alive, I don't think we got that one. Unless I missed a voice recording, and I don't think I did. This game was astonishing. The music is original, and the soundtrack is beautiful. There are moments where it is a anime boss fight, essentially. There are moments when it is kind of emotionally jarring. There are moments of visual and it's a 2D game, but there are moments of like 3D visuals that baffled me. And there is a certain moment in this game, I said it myself in the video, that even if I had to play this game 1,000 times, that moment would be worth it. I stand by that. This game is, I cannot sing its praises enough. Like I said, the only thing I have against it is that I don't know why the sheep's alive. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. This game, breathtaking. Breathtaking. I'm gonna stop. We're gonna move on. Tongue-Tied. A very short puzzle game. It is made by Nathan. Hope I pronounced that right. It's good as it is, but it could be more. It's a very short puzzle game. I enjoy it. I think there are ways you can expand on the premise of it if you want to continue, the puzzles. I think there are different ways you could do the lengthening of the distance you can go. I think that there is a story to be had about why this maybe happens daily. As I but thought in the end. I think it is good as it is, but it could be more. It's very short. I think it's well made, well done, good stuff. Moving right along, we have Replay, and I cannot pronounce that, but good on you for making this. Now, I personally did not play this. This is the moment where Medicine decided he was going to make a video for me. But I saw it, and wow. And I mean that, wow. The game itself is good. The graphics are good. I think and I talked to him about it afterwards, and I think the one thing that he said it could have been scarier. And watching it back, I think I agree with him a little bit. The monster itself is not as scary, and in the moment, it's a little predictable what's going to happen. I think all in all, this game is good. It's great. I think it reminds me a little of Amanda the Adventurer, and also of Benny Bash, but that's coming. I think this is good as it is. It could be a little more, but not by much. All you need to do is make the monster a little scarier, or, what have you. But I think it is so good as it is that it couldn't be much more. And I would love to play this game. Not on camera. Y'all have already seen it. But I would love to play this game. So, next is Solomon's Box, a very short puzzle game. I won't say too much about this one because it's a very short game. I like the idea of a artifact or a thing that lures you in with the promise of something and you believe it, but yet you pull away, but you believe it, and it's kind of in your head, and I like that idea. But it's a little short for me to form like a full-fledged opinion on it. So it's good. I wouldn't play it again because it's short. It doesn't have replayability to me. I think it is good as it is, but I think it could be more. I think it's a good premise. I think there's a decent kind of idea behind it. I think it could be more. I think it has potential to be more. Next, Introvert by Serious Daniel. I think this game was good. It had a solemn ending, and it was interesting. I think in the video I said I'm not looking at you over 2,000 times. That's over exaggerating, but goodness gracious, I was half tempted to put a counter up there. But it is an interesting gameplay mechanic where you can't look at the creature. And I think there's another game on itch.io that has the same kind of idea where it's like don't acknowledge it or don't look at it or something like that. I think that's interesting, though I think this went a little far with it. You could not have a pixel of these things within your screen. And I think that's a bit too much, but it also lends itself to the gameplay. I think the first time you walk out your door, having that guy like right there and immediately being like, goodness gracious, that man just assaulted me, it kind of takes away from the tension. But at the same time, with having the player move through this routine without looking at them brings back that tension, but then it's taken away again by the fact that these suckers never move. And you'll see it if you watch the video. At one point, I knew exactly where they were every single time because they didn't move. If you want it to be more, shift them around. It'll bring back your tension. It'll make it so much better for the players. It is a good premise. I think it has so much potential to expand upon itself and to alter gameplay, I don't want to say mechanics, but alter the gameplay to change it on the player. I think it has a massive amount of potential sitting within its fingertips. It is good as is, but oh my goodness, this could be so much more, and I would love to see somebody take that and make it what it could be. But I love it as is. So that is just my opinion. It's good as is. I think it has a lot of potential to be a lot more. So, moving on, Type Help. Another game I have not finished. I've done, I think, 2 or 3 videos on it. It is a interesting puzzle game. Who's this by? William. It is an interesting puzzle game. It is confusing at times. It can be a pain at times, but it is good. I don't have a fully fledged opinion on it because I don't know how it ends. It might take me a while to get there. But right now, I think it's good, and I'd play it again. I need to play it again. There are some problems I have with it. Some of the stuff's a little difficult in the sense where you don't have a direction of what you should do, but I think it's good nonetheless. Arsenate, the demo, I think you can wishlist it on Steam. So happy about this. This is a card game that reminds me of Inscryption. I've played through and beat the storyline of Inscryption. This reminds me of that. That is not to discredit the creator for making this. Nash, you've done so well with this. I think it's awesome. One thing, I think it needs a story. I know there are 3 endings. I think I only showed 2 on camera. I think it needs more story. It is good as is, but I think a story or some sort of explanation to what happened, why we're here, whatever, would do this really well. But as is, it is an amazing card game. I had a lot of fun playing it. It is awesome. It needs something, you know. The next one is No More Papers, Please, a very short game made by unpronounceable over here, that I think kind of takes a joke from Papers, Please. It was fun, it was interesting, it's very short, I think the graphics are good, I like the, not gravity, physics of the whole game. I think it's good, and it's good as is, and I don't think it has much replayability, but I would show it to friends, and I don't think it could be much more. It doesn't need work. I think it's a game for fun. You put it on, you have some fun, and then, you maybe show it to friends, but not much else. It's good. Its premise is good. It's a game for fun. So the next one is Shut the Windows and Don't Look Outside by David. This game was good. I don't have much to complain about it besides the fact that you feel kind of thrown in and you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. But I think that was more of an us just being like kind of a little dumb. This is a good game, a good premise. I think it hinges on analog horror and specifically, I think it's the Mandela catalog. Which is what the image reminds me of. I think it's really cool. I think it's good. I think the premise is good. The idea is good. The gameplay is nice. I think it can get a little hectic, and that's a good thing. I think the noise lends itself to the tension. This is just an all-around good game. I don't know if it has replayability as is. Well, actually, there's kind of multiple endings. I don't know if it has replayability as is. And I think that you could go further with it. So it is good as is, but it could go further. It has the potential to go further. Not just in one game, maybe in multiple, maybe in a series, whatever. The game is good as is. It has its potential to move forth with that story and that idea. So next, Benny Bash. Told you this was coming up. By Eduardo. This game, wishlist, available on Steam. I believe I have it wishlisted. This game is amazing, astonishing, breathtaking. I have more words for that. My point is, it's good, and I think it reaches a part of me, and it grabs my nostalgia a bit, because it reminds me of old NES Mario, and I love that. It also reminds me of Amanda the Adventurer. It reminds me of Replay, or Replay reminds me of it. It is a really good game with a premise of this entity trapped inside of a television. It's not exactly, original, I'm gonna be honest. But it doesn't need to be when you can do it right. And so far, even though I've played just a little bit of it, it is doing it right. And I cannot wait for the rest of this game to come out. So it is good as it could be. Good as it is. But I can't wait for more. And to be honest, I'm going to put it up here anyway, because just the demo, you need to play. This game does it well. It takes the idea and it does it well. And for me, it also grabs my nostalgia. So it's good. It's just a good game. I love it. I applaud the developer for that. Thank you. Traced by Color Bomb. So this was a 2-part kind of series on the puzzle game. I said it in the video, I'm going to say it now. Some of the puzzles, I have no idea how you would manage that. No idea. Some of this stuff I just got around by clicking random crap. But The puzzles are entertaining, they are good, some of them are challenging. It is a nice game with good graphics, and it's just all around really good. And I don't think I'd play again. Actually, you know what? Knowing me, if I forgot about this or forgot about parts of it and went back to it, I would play it again. So, thank you, Color Bomb, for this. It's really good. Next, Late Night Mop. Okay. So, by, of course, Lixian Games. I don't know if I have to tell you that, but this game we played because Madison had never heard of it before, had never seen it, and I was like, and I told him it's a good horror game. If you want to try it, we can play it. He said yes. I was like, great. Fantastic. It has 3 endings. It is really good. The quality is great because of, I think, the engine. I watched the process for making it, the video for the process of making it, which actually got me into watching devlogs and stuff. So, thanks for that. But I love the monster. It scared the crap out of both of us, even though I knew what happened throughout the whole game. It scared the crap out of both of us. It was good. It's a good game. No qualms. No complaints. Nothing. It is a good game. And, I'd have someone else play it. I'd sit here and watch somebody else play it. I'd get scared about it again, Next game. Okay. 2:22 a.m. by Umbrella Isle. I'm going to say this as lovingly as I can. This game is like a bad trip. This game is like those flashing videos, like the bright color flashing videos on literally every freaking TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, that don't give you the warnings. If you put that in front of your eyeballs and spun around 100 times, that is the equivalent to this game. I have no idea what we played. I have no idea what the story is. I have no idea about anything that this thing was going for at all, unless they just wanted to confuse people. And if so, you did it. But this game was the weirdest, most unplayer-based game ever. Out of Control needs work, but it has story. It's not confusing. 2:22 a.m., you could literally click on the game, walk away, and I'm pretty sure the game would finish itself. It doesn't need a player. It doesn't. It's confusing. If I haven't said that enough, I have no idea what happened when we were playing that. If I am wrong or if I am missing something, I would love to know an in-depth detail of this thing's story, but I don't, and therefore it didn't hit right. It just was a game where we played, we made jokes about how weird it was, and afterwards, when we shut off the camera, we both went, what the frack was that? And that's about it. I can't hate the game because I don't know what it's about, and I can't love the game because I feel like I wasn't necessary in the gameplay. So it just didn't hit right. You can play it if you want. You can see the craziness for yourself. There is some flashing lights, so I warn you of that. I'm not saying don't play this. I'm just saying it didn't hit right for me. So, that's all I have to say about that game. Next is Go to Bed by Joe the Itch Pro. Okay. This game is low graphics, sort of, but it's good. I think it needs... Let me rephrase. It is good as is. I think it has the potential for story. I think the monster, or the person, could be scarier. I think that it is... it has a lot of tension. I think it is one of the only games where it has legit taken my advice, given the player noise, and then at some point took it away to provide more tension, and it does that, and it does that well. Just for that alone, I'd play it again. But there are also things I would like to try within the game, so I'd play it again. But yeah, this game is good. Its graphics good, the music's good. It does the tension well. The monster could be scarier. But I'd play it again more than it could need. Like, more than it could be more. It has potential, but I'd play it again more than critique it. So it's... or more than ask for more from it. So it's really good, and I really like that one. Okay. So A Craft of Mine by this person. Another name I'm not gonna mess up. I think more people need to play this game. It is short. It has some bugs. It's a shame you don't get to see one of the monsters do anything, and it could use some work within the monster aspect, but the quality of this game is indescribable. The story is intriguing. The whole idea of what it could be is great. I would put this at you need to play this, and I probably actually will. But before I do that, just know this one has a little sticky note on it. It has the potential to be so much more, because there is a point where you see a monster walk across, you don't ever see that guy again. I would have loved to see that. When you go to the final boss, it is kind of a letdown how it's a little bit of dialogue and bam, the game's done. Kinda sucks. But it's good, don't get me wrong. I think there are bugs, which we experienced in the video, where if you open a note, the sucker won't close. I think the monster that you fight is interesting and definitely Minecraft-y. I think that it has a lot of potential. So sticky note, this is good as is, but could be better, but you also need to play this. And he has a plethora of other games that I am definitely going to play and put on the channel that I will probably also recommend you play. So, good on him. Them. Next is The Nightmare Files Clap Clap by Ray Castley. This was a short game. I think it was kind of for fun and for laugh. They have another one that's supposedly coming out on Steam that you can wishlist. It's called Stoned, and it is a sequel to that one. I think it's good. I think the graphics are good. I think the idea of lights on, lights off is interesting. I think it isn't as scary as you'd like it to be, and I think it could be switched around a bit to be more scary, though I think it's more of a for fun than a for scary game. So I think it's a game for fun. And this last one is Last Seen Online by this person. This is a short-ish puzzle game. It delves into some pretty intense topics. All in all, the puzzles were good. I think they were interesting. They're not that difficult, except one. Yeah, except the one of them. I think it looks good. I think there were 2 different versions. I think they updated it and it looks so much better because I'd seen the other version, as you saw in the video. I think it is good. I think it is interesting. And it doesn't need to be more. It could, but I don't think it needs to be. I think, honestly, in my entire list of this is the one game that I am willing to say doesn't need to be anything more than it already is. It has grasped the potential it had, and I think it has made it to its fullest extent. It is a good game. It will pull on your heartstrings a little. It delves into intense topics. It is a good short puzzle game, and I think it is really interesting. It is the one game, in fact, since we didn't use this, it is the one game that doesn't need to be anything more. It is a good game. It has good mechanics. It is fun to play. The story is interesting. And it kind of gives you a reminder to check on people, you know? Be there. And keep yourself safe online. So, to wrap this up, this is our tier list. I highly recommend you play pretty much every game on here. I love these games. Even when I critique them, they still were interesting to play or interesting to see. I have so much praise for all of them, and I loved all of them. The ones I said have potential, I hope to see that potential realized. The ones that are demos, I am waiting patiently and lovingly for the full game to come out so that I may play it again. For the ones at the very top, seriously recommend you play. They're seriously really, really good games, and I cannot tell you that enough. The second row as well, really good games. Some of them need some more work. Some of them I have some critiques. Really good games. The third row, really good. Some of them could be more. They have the potential to be so much more. I'm shaking the desk. But they're good. Third row is good. Just needs some work. That doesn't mean they're bad games. They're just good. We're not going to talk about 2:22 a.m. I have no idea what that game is. I don't know. The game's for fun. They're comedy. They're horror. Clap, clap, night. Get you once or twice. It's good. And Last Seen Online, I cautiously recommend you play. But that is about it for today. I thank you for being here. I thank you for watching all of these. If you have, I thank you for enjoying as much as I did, hopefully. And I thank you for every single time you maybe, possibly, come back. And on that note, I will see you in the next one, where we will add another game to this long, long list. Bye.